Hey guys, Foxdrop here. Welcome back to another Why You Lose video. In this series, I want to take a really in-depth, specific look and breakdown of, well, as the title would suggest, why I lost one of my diamond rank games, and really break it down so we learn from it and we know going into the future games what it is that we need to do differently. Today I want to take a look at lane priority, how important it is as a jungler and how you can have better lane priority. In this game, my lane priority was not good and it cost me stuff. The thing with lane priority as well though, is that it's to do with your teammates, right? Teammates are the laners, not you. So it's one of those things that junglers write off and like, oh, I can't do anything, my laners suck, they don't have any priority. But actually I feel like you can do a bit more to help, and that's what I'm going to in this. So firstly, let me just really quickly define what lane priority is. It's basically just who can move from the lane the fastest, who can react to the plays on the map the fastest, which obviously is very important for you as a jungler if you're making plays that you don't want to turn it into like a 2v1 against your favor. You want it to be a 2v1 in your favor. Either way, enough nattering and chatting rubbish. Let's get into the breakdown, shall we? So I start with a pretty good leash from my bot lane, like a really good leash, honestly. This is like a really fast clear. I'm going to go up and path to the top side. I know Udyr started top side, but you know, this is a really quick leash. I can just get up to the contest the scuttle, something like that. With the TF, the 2v2 is pretty strong. But as I come into this bush, I face check Udyr. Totally don't respect the damage he has. And as I go to flash away from him, I actually burn and die. So that's a pure mistake, which actually has nothing to do with lane priority. That's the first thing that goes wrong, right? But a play like this does not lose you the game because there are things you can do to make up for this. Because obviously the biggest problem here isn't just the fact that I've died. It's that Udyr now has free reign for my top side. That means I'm not going to be able to get that top jungle. So you see I put pings onto the enemy's bot side, kind of like mirroring what he's doing here. This is my way back into the game. He's going to sit around this top side. I'm going to go and just take stuff here so that, you know, as far as it goes, I don't lose too much. Udyr also shows in this top side here, so I know that he's still there. I can go for this blue buff. I can then go for this Gromp afterwards as well, the Scuttle Crab, and essentially I'm back in the game. No problemo. The problem here, though, is again, this is where the lane priority comes into it. The spanner in the works for me right now is that if something were to happen, essentially if the enemy team wanted to collapse onto me, they'd very easily be able to do so. Why? Lane priority. Look at this bot lane. Heimerdinger, Nami. I mean, anytime you know, Heimerdinger by itself, holy crap, you know, he's just pushing endlessly. There's not really too much my bot lane could do. You know, it's just Heimerdinger. Fortunately for me, though, Heimerdinger's not particularly good at roaming, but it's still something that has to be on. Now, what's the good thing for me here, as far as the lane priority goes, is that mid lane is pretty even. If anything, it's in my favor, right? Because TF is pushing into Zoe, and he will be able to get the first move. However, and this is a big one right here, TF needs to make sure that he does not, under any circumstances here, concede his lane priority. If I press again here and we go to live, we can see what's going to happen here is a little bit of... We know Udyr's on this top side and there's not a lot of respect on what could potentially be a gank going into this mid lane here. So I'm trying to just get this Scuttle Crab. I've already given up trying to get the crab as well because I saw... the Gromp as well, because I see that bot lane was coming up. I'm like, okay, I guess I can't really go that deep into the enemy jungle. But then TF here, he gets engaged on for a gank. Now, I throw out my Q here. As you can see, the animation goes through as the gold card lands, which misses because she's stunned and not moving around like I thought she would. That's just a pure mistake by me to not respect the gold card. To be honest, I don't think I would kill her. I'm level 2 for goodness sake, and Nami's also here. But whatever, it's still a mistake. But you can see how now I do not have this lane priority in the mid lane because TF's dead. So I can, you know, I can't get this Gromp, I can't get this Scuttle Crab, and not only that, but I'm probably going to lose my chicken camp as well. So what went from me getting back into the game is now completely just wrecked because I've just I don't have the protection to make these plays because I need to have these lanes that are able to react, or at least stop the enemy team from reacting. You know, it's not necessarily the Udyr by itself that I'm afraid of. Of course, I am to a certain degree. He can definitely kill me, but you know, I think you guys know the point I'm trying to make here. However, what I want to say is really important right now, guys, and this is kind of going to be the learning point from this video. You can see from this point on, I'm completely out of this game. I'm really screwed. I have 12 CS, and Udyr is sitting on 28, and he's probably going to get even more now he's on his walls. So look at the CS difference here. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's completely nutty. And I'm Lee Sin, who really doesn't want to be in this situation. So I'm basically out of this game because I got cheesed in the early. And then from that, none of my fault, really. I've just been put even further behind. In this situation, it's very easy for me to be like, you know, bot lane, why are you not trying to push out more? Or TF, that was the worst time for you to die. The important thing is, I could communicate with my team here what my intentions are and what I need from my team. If I say to my bot lane, I'm invading, please push as hard as you can. Yes, they're against a Heimerdinger, but they can still try their best. They didn't put any effort into pushing here in this game, which you can't really blame them for. They are up against Heimerdinger, but generally speaking, you know what I mean. And TF, if I say to him, yo, TF, be careful. Like, ping out the ping like warning pings here. Udyr, ping, ping, ping. Be careful, be careful, be careful. You know, maybe he doesn't position in a way that allows Zoe to set him up for the gank, you know, that kind of thing. It's just like, I could have done more here to try help my team keep their lane priority is what I'm trying to say here. And look what I'm doing right now. I'm running around completely wasting my time because I just have nowhere to go and nothing to do. None of my jungle camps are up. I've got nothing going. It's really depressing here. Really depressing. I can't even go into their jungle and try things. I mean, in Spectator, we can see there are no jungle camps up, but you know, Nami was here denying the vision that I was trying to get down and stuff like that. Like, it was really difficult. But I also want to show you something here as well, guys, that also proves problematic for me, right? And this really goes off of the point I'm trying to make here, which is I can communicate with my team my needs and desires and demands from them. So we can see bot lane is fighting here, and TF being TF pops his ulti and joins the fight. Now, personally, I'm not really sold on trying to ult down bot lane, especially in this scenario when, you know, I don't know. I don't think this is a good TF ult by itself. But more importantly, by TF ulting into that bot lane, he does exactly what this whole video theme is about. He concedes his lane priority in mid, because obviously he's not in mid lane. It basically completely opens up my top side of the jungle because, you know, just from a very standard point of view, it is now a 3v2. There's 3 people from the enemy team top and only 2 of ours. And it may as well be like 4v1.5 because I'm like half a champion and Udyr is basically 2 champions, you know, like, yeah, it's really tough. And this is the worst time for him to do it because my top side has just respawned. It's just respawned. Like, I wasn't pathing to get here as it spawned because I was like, I don't necessarily need to. I'm, you know, it's okay. We can scout him out. We can stop him getting it. But then when he gates bot lane, I just completely lose my whole top side. And if we look at the enemy vision here, Udyr goes from doing his red, which we saw him on the Destiny, just running straight into my jungle. And it's like, I can't really do anything about it. I mean, I'm really far behind. I have 1 long sword. I don't clear very fast at all. And so he just gets to take that for free, you know. And it's just like, again, this really puts me behind because he ults bot lane. Now, and again, I really want to emphasize here. Look at this guy's damage though. It's just absolutely nutty. I really want to emphasize here that if I blame F for going bot lane here, it's not fair. And again, look at this. Zoe gets to roam in on me as well, and I just, you know, like, I'm just so screwed this game. It's not fair for me to say, TF, why are you ulting bot lane? Now I lose my top side jungle. Because I did absolutely nothing to communicate and tell him that I needed him to stay on the top side of the map. I did 0 to communicate that. Absolutely nothing. And people don't necessarily respect these kind of things when it comes to playing with their junglers. They don't respect the fact that actually their lane priority and the way they play their lanes has a huge impact on the jungle as well. Oh, excuse me. So so TF doesn't necessarily respect that I, you know, needed him to stay in this mid lane or anything like that. So it's all about communication. I don't blame TF for this, for the way my game's gone. Yes, he died in that mid lane, which screwed me over. Then he gated bot lane, which also screwed me over. Is that his fault? Well, he did those things, but what could I have done to change that moving forward? Because at the end of the day, that's the only important thing you got to take away from it. It's the only important thing is how can I make this better for me in the future? Because I'm never going to see this guy in solo queue again. I don't need to have him improve as a player. I just need to have myself not be in these situations in the future. Does that make sense? So that's all I really want to say, guys. The rest of this game is just bloody depressing. I'm pretty much just completely put out of it. I mean, Udi is hard farming and obviously way ahead than he should be. But either way, in comparison, I'm just like, holy crap, I'm half of his CS. If we look at the goal totals as well, look at that. At less than 10 minutes, I'm just like 1.5k gold down. It's really bad. But not basically 2k gold down. Honestly, it's awful, really awful, and it basically just means that for the rest of this game, it's gonna have to play. We're gonna have to stall out and hope that Jinx can carry, and we do a decent-ish job of it. We get Jinx sort of fed-ish, but I mean, you can see this Udyr doesn't really slow down. I'm never really able to get a footing in this game at all. My score is okay because I do honestly play it kind of smart after I'm put behind. But I'm still useless. Just flat out useless this game, you know. And then as you can see, it's just like this whole game just goes pretty bad for us. Udyr's level 14, I'm level 11. There's really not much we can do. He is an absolute raid boss right now. Sorry, he's level 15, not 14. That's silly of me. Udyr flashes in like this. Runs up someone. Not much to do. So honestly, I hope you learned something from this. Personally, I did learn. Whatever. You get the idea. I've talked way too much for this video anyway. But still, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the more breakdown focus video here. Thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me some suggestions in the comments what you think about this style of video if you want to see more of it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next victory. Yeah, I wish, mate. I bloody wish. Video.